whenever you're ready. On good to go. Awesome. Good morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you're joining me from. I have to give a little shout out. I'm sure he's listening, but John forgot I was coming today, so I don't have anyone to banter with at the beginning here, John. So if you're listening, you had it on your calendar. I'm going to get you a new calendar. But happy to be on the airwaves and welcoming some guests this morning. My name is Courtney Barstead Logan. I'm a realtor here in the Grand Cities area with eXp Realty. You can find me on social media at Grand Cities Living. You can find replays of the show. I know people like to listen on Spotify or wherever they listen to their favorite podcasting place. I never know what the coolest thing is and the place to be. And then you can watch it if you want to see the beautiful faces of my guests that are here. You can see replays on YouTube at Grand Cities Living. So very excited to be here. It's a little rainy out today. Well, we got Tuesday, the 19th of November, and we're expecting some snow. So putting that out there, if you're not from the area, think of us. I think Western North Dakota got about 4 inches from the photos, yes, that I got this morning. So being prepared and doing that. And then since you're all my nearest and dearest, I do have a confession. I have been listening to Christmas music for about a week, and it feels good for my soul. So I don't even feel bad about it. I'm confessing that. And we put up our basement Christmas tree this weekend because I have a very eager 5-year-old that really wanted to do it. And so who am I to deny some joy? So there we go. Got that off my chest, feeling good this morning, and wanted to share that. So, my disclaimer, I always have to throw that out there. It looks like I'm frozen on Facebook, so hopefully I'm not frozen in the rest of the world. But if you have any questions, need to get in touch with my broker, please feel free to hit up exprealty.com. She'd love to hear from you. If you have any complaints or raves, you feel free. I'm sure she'd love that as well. So, excited to have guests here. I have been eagerly anticipating this because I am over the moon about the fact that we are getting a children's museum here in Grand Forks. Would love for everyone to hear about it. So this morning I have Katie Mayer and Kim Woods from the Children's Museum joining me and to share all the information with us. So good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having us, Courtney.
Yes, thanks for being here. It's been a long anticipated thing here.
Sure has.
I had the pleasure of being well, you call them celebrity servers. There were some fantastic celebrities there. I was kind of like more of the celebrity assistant, I felt like. It was great. It was so fun at your fundraiser was that? September.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The beginning of September.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we were just wrapping up the summer days. So
our first Star Seeker dinner, charity dinner, and I'm sure we'll have many more.
I
think it will be an annual event. It was so well received.
Loved it.
And we all had so much fun.
Yeah.
And everyone there was so excited about the Children's Museum, the opportunity that it will create for families in the region. And it was something we'll continue to do every fall.
I love it. You know what? If you get bigger and better stars, I think that's awesome. I'll just be there like cleaning up. You just let me know where you need me because
I'll take you back again.
Well, thanks. The energy was so fun. We had just the best time. And I know when I posted after, people were like, I wanted to go to that. I was like, it was sold out.
That's
so
right.
You had to get in there. But I think I had mentioned it on the show how much you had raised, but share for those that may have missed, just in that one evening event.
$75,000.
$75,000. Oh my gosh. It was, and I think I still hear the cymbals in my head from people donating money. There was cymbals crashing and people just donating just from their heart of saying like, Mollier got up there, is like, I'm going to cook dinner for people. And it was crazy.
The talent was amazing.
Oh my gosh.
The impromptu ideas that people created to either raffle off or,
so much
ask
more
for
than
donations.
we expected.
Yeah.
Our president in the university, Andy Armacost, got up there and did an opportunity where you could, he would give the first 500 if he could get matching dollars. So the UND's used to that matching dollar concept and fundraising. So he took advantage of that and did that as well. So it was unbelievable.
It was
Beyond
awesome.
my expectations.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. It
So
was
much energy.
the
and
coolest
excitement.
fundraiser. Yeah. I mean, you all had to have left there just on cloud nine, no pun intended, because we were up at cloud nine for the
Cloud nine.
event. But wow, I mean, the energy was just, it was wild. And I probably missed half of the stuff happening on stage, just coming and going. But what an event. What a great, I think it was a Monday night?
It was a
It was
Monday
a
night.
Monday night.
After
So-
school got started
after
a couple
school-
weeks after, yeah.
But just creative, and it really gave me that sense of this is what you're doing with the Children's Museum. Is always going to be something different, and like what a cool concept, because people were you had people juggling, you had
Yeah.
people singing, and it was like, hey, a multitude of talents. So good times.
And I think that's kind of what we're feeling from everyone across the community and our regional community, for that matter, that sense of excitement. I mean, that particular event was over the top,
Yeah.
but yet that's what we're hearing when we're out on these visits, is everyone waiting, for this Children's Museum to open. So the excitement is certainly growing here in the Grand Forks regional community.
Yeah, we can't wait. So tell us, for those that are just hearing about the Children's Museum, where did the concept begin from, and then where are we at now, and where are we looking for the future?
The concept has actually been going on for, I believe, 40 years
Yeah.
in Grand Forks of
Yeah.
people, groups of people getting together, trying to bring a children's museum to Grand Forks. And I believe it was back in 2020 that it fired up again. And this group of people just started brainstorming and said, is the community interested, and how can we get it going? And they've been working hard since 2020, I
Right.
believe it was.
And kudos to our mayor, Brandon
Yeah.
Bochensky, and the city, as far as also coming to a couple of our volunteers and board members, Sally and Dean and others that started getting involved in the Sandys, where it was like, we need to continue to build out this quality of life here in Grand Forks. And so Brandon went after some of the go-getters here in Grand Forks and said, is this something that we could start working on? No different than other things that we had done after the 97 flood when I was here, saying, okay, we need this, we need that. How can we reshape Grand Forks for the future? And this was one of the city's objectives, was a quality of life. And boy, it's taken off from there.
That's awesome. I love to see the momentum of where it began, but that there's always that idea. It's always sitting there, it's churning, but that someone said, okay, enough. We're doing this. We're really doing this. We're putting, our money and our energy into it, as a community. And then as you've had a lot of great individual donors and sponsors, assisting you along the way. So where are we at currently today? Where does the Children's Museum kind of sit currently?
Yes, so we are going to be located on the corner of 17th Avenue South and 42nd Street, with the support from the city on that land, with the district corridor
Yeah.
at the sports center. And we are 65% of the way to our goal,
Oh my gosh.
our fundraising goal, and we are planning to break ground by August 1st of this coming summer.
Oh my gosh.
It's been fun to see all
Goosebumps.
of the partnerships that
Yeah.
we've created along the way. And those early donors that got involved, we're calling them our founding donors, because, they're friends of the university that right away said, yeah, I'm in. And so now we're getting out and visiting with a lot of other potential donors that might want to also participate in this project. This is a project for our regional community, because we have found time and time again that the outlying regions are looking for quality of life opportunities and things to do 12 months a year. And this will certainly fill that niche for so many of those families needing an outlet on a cold winter day and all of that. And even, just when they're in town, to have something to do if you're here for a tournament or whatever it might be. So our region is very much a community region, regional community, and we are working really hard to getting a lot of those donors on board with us. So if you haven't heard from us or know about us, please don't hesitate to reach out, because we want everyone involved in this. This is a community project.
Yeah.
And it takes the community and the outlying regional community as well to stand behind it and to not only support it, but to refer friends and neighbors and, utilize what we'll have available on 42nd Avenue next to the All True Athletic Complex.
What a busy, exciting, and vibrant area that is going to be. And we hear pushback from people, and in different ways. This is it's the Grand Forks Children's. It's going to be a Grand Cities area, and that's, we talk about that a lot. That's going to be our smaller communities around where people can come in, and also the traffic that we're going to have from people visiting, whether
Right.
they're just coming directly just to visit the Children's Museum to give their kiddos something to do for the weekend, or coming for, like you said, a hockey tournament, or maybe they're just coming to town to pick up groceries and
Right.
whatnot, and stopping by and having something different to do. It's going to have a huge impact on our local economy, which I think is so good for people to understand too. It's not just a building where people are going to go and the kids are going to have a great time and learn, which is A+ for me as a mom of a 5-year-old, but also the impact that our community is going to see from that, and the visits, and the as you mentioned, the quality of life, having that extra piece to say, hey, move to Grand Forks, we've got stuff going on, for all ages, and that's something that that you're all really expanding on, and I think is going to be a huge highlight. So
Yeah, when we talk about those 3 benefits that we bring with the Children's Museum to this community, it is the quality of life, which we've just talked about. It's also the workforce development and recruitment. There's so many times that, Grand Forks, because of the colder, harsher weather, they have this image of what Grand Forks is all about. But you need to get them here in town, as you know, Courtney, as a realtor. Once you get them here, it's, wow, this is a great place to live. It's safe, it's friendly. You can get everywhere within 10 minutes. And so, that workforce development and retention for all these new companies coming into Grand Forks or increasing their workforce, this will be important to them as well. And for tourism.
Yep.
For our region, for our state, tourism is a priority as well. So being able to have all 3 of those aspects be part of this Children's Museum. I know when I was out at the university working for 16 years in fundraising, I was at a scholarship ceremony. And this student told me that this would be a reason she would stay in Grand Forks. She was a senior in college, and unsolicited, that at Grand Forks Children's Museum, because I was retiring from UND, and she said having a children's museum changes the whole feeling of a community.
yeah,
And it was interesting to hear a young 22-year-old gal
yeah,
from Minneapolis say that this would be a reason she would stay.
wow,
Absolutely. And growing up in this community, I'm one of 4 siblings
Yeah.
that stayed.
yeah.
All the rest of my siblings left town, but for people that grew up here, that might be a driving force for them to say, yeah, I want to raise kids here. I want to have my family here. It's a great place. It is a wonderful community to be in, but this is
Yeah.
just going to make it even better.
100%. And that's, as I meet people moving here and as they're considering, is it Grand Forks? Is it a good place for me? Whether they're, having a family or not. I like to highlight that because we have, and I always say, we moved here before we had a child, and there's always something to do in Grand Forks. If you don't find something to do, you're not looking hard enough.
That's right.
Yes.
And then you have a child and you're like, I can't attend everything that is out there. I mean, we do really such a wonderful job from all the organizations in the community putting something on for the kids and in the winter. And so one of the things that we really got excited about was when you did your pop-up, your very first one at the curling club.
Full steam ahead.
Full steam ahead. And it was amazing. We went in and my son just, couldn't even hit everything. There was so much going on. Will that be happening? I know you just had one this fall. Is that something that will be happening each? I'm still living semesters as a former educator, right? So are we next semester? Is that?
We plan to have that every October, until
okay.
we're open.
Okay.
And then once we're open, I can envision us having something similar just to feature certain things
yeah.
each year as well.
I love that. I love that. So tell people a little bit more about what that is when you do the full steam ahead, what people can experience.
So at Full Steam Ahead, we've rented exhibits in the past and built around that, or this past one was all locally fabricated. Everything was either made here. We had our blue blocks, which are famous all around town, but
Yep.
everything else was created by people that are from our community, locally designed. The big thing was Tapescape, and that was over 6 miles of packaging tape made into tunnels. And the excitement around that was really the building of it, bringing volunteers in from the community and just working together, and all the teamwork that went into it. It was so fun to actually build, and then seeing the joy on everybody's face to, oh, you can walk through this? This is made out of tape? And so having that, we know we have the talent in our community to bring in locally fabricated exhibits and the excitement and just bring that rotating. So we have that each year for about 8 days. And during the day, we bring in field trips from schools. We had over 2,000 children come in on buses this year over those 8 days. People as far as Greenbush traveled for it.
Wow.
And there's a waiting list.
Yeah.
Like, oh shoot, I didn't get in. It fills up so fast that it just proves our community needs this.
Yeah.
And then at night we're open to the public. And each year we've been able to offer that for free admission for everybody, with the support we get through grants and local sponsors, donors, all of that. That has been a free event.
So cool.
And in my background of fundraising, we talk about feasibility studies and, trying to figure out if this is the right time, if it's going to fit in your community, is it something that will go on into perpetuity and, sustainable. Mm-hmm. Sustainable is so important. So when we talk about a feasibility study, we are doing that with our Full Steam Ahead every year, 1 week, understanding the excitement and the opportunities that this provides so many students from all across our region again. And to have, we've always talked about, we think that this Children's Museum will be used pretty much on a monthly basis with that 75-mile radius. Mm-hmm. Well, when you stretch out to Greenbush, Minnesota, which is about 90 miles away, we know that this is something that's going to create excitement for families on a much broader basis of our region. So that's exciting. And yeah, these feasibility studies of doing a Full Steam Ahead every year, we've done 3 now, just continues to create the excitement and for people to understand what is coming to Grand Forks in the near future.
Yeah, I love it. And, everybody talks about it after they go or if they volunteer and what that looks like. And the important part is this is great and we want to sustain it. We also need money to do that. And
That's
so
right.
Let's talk about that because I think people say, well, I can't be a huge donor. How can I give? What can I do? And so can we talk about the different opportunities that you have still to give so we can reach that 100%? And then if there's any specific ones that maybe a listener, can chime in on.
So no gift is too small
Okay.
or too large.
Yeah. Yes.
And we're always looking at, so many fundraisers, myself included, we talk about that time, talent, and treasure. Mm-hmm. And, volunteering your time, providing, being one of our Star Seeker servers and sharing your talents with us. And then, that treasure. Mm-hmm. And for that treasure is, a different size for everyone. It doesn't, one size doesn't fit all. So we want everyone to feel that this is their children's museum. We want them to support the Children's Museum at a level that they're comfortable with. Mm-hmm. And we'll make it flexible for those that want to make those larger gifts, those transformational gifts, we call them, by allowing them to make a pledge over time. So it might be a 5-year pledge, it might be a 10-year pledge, where over time they can fulfill that commitment of the gift that they want to give to the Children's Museum. So we're excited about those one-time gifts. We're excited about those multi-pledge gifts. We're excited about legacy gifts. For those that want to, again, help us on the sustainability and bring in new exhibits and maybe other things that will happen over time, wear and tear and things on the building, having those legacy gifts where someone might leave us in a will as well. So there's a lot of different ways to get involved. And those of us that are grandparents like myself, this could be our legacy here in Grand Forks. This is a way that we can not only have our grandchildren be involved in something in our community that we love and adore, but also for future children and grandchildren and, so multi-families.
Yeah.
I can see lots of opportunities to give because of a multi-family connection to Grand Forks and to bring those children and grandchildren back here. And, they might choose to live here. We're finding out a lot of those families might leave for a while, but they're coming back.
Yes.
This might be another reason why they would come back and live closer to their family and closer to where they grew up. So, having opportunities to us to get in front of them. We want to ask. We want to make the ask. And a lot of people just want to be asked to support a project like this. So please reach out to us if you haven't heard from us, because like I said, we'd love to share what's going on. And we're at, as Katie alluded to, we're at about 65% of our goal, which means we're got a working goal of about 43 million. And that's changing a little bit as we go on here, as we get better information as to what the actual costs are going to be to go into the ground next summer and what it's going to cost for our operational budget, for our exhibit budget. So all of that's working into a total goal of 43 million, and we're coming very close to 29 million as we speak. So, and we've got a lot of opportunities in the pipeline that we certainly want to follow up on.
Yeah. So say I want to make it the Courtney Barstead Logan Children's Museum.
You
We'll
come
give
talk
you the
to
gift,
us. Yes.
the building gift agreement we have right with
You
us.
should
and
get, they
it's
have it in
really-
their packet.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's really easy to fill out, Courtney. It's,
Yeah. It's very easy to fill out. They make it very easy for you. So if someone's out there and they're like, wow, I can't think of the ideal Christmas gift, I think I'm going to name the Children's Museum after my favorite daughter or son. So if someone's out there and they're listening, this is a wonderful opportunity where your gift keeps on giving.
It keeps
right?
on giving. In
Yeah.
fact, we had an example. I worked with a grandmother here in town, she and her daughter, and her gift to her grandchildren were checks to the Grand Forks Children's Museum.
Yeah.
So
very cool.
rather than, they have everything they need,
Yep.
she thought that, making a gift in their honor
Yeah.
would be a nice idea. And I can't think of a nicer way to
Yeah.
support us and to show and demonstrate that philanthropy, to continue on philanthropy so that the children learn how important that is and grandchildren about giving back and being a public servant, right?
Well, and we talk a lot about experiences. I know, having a 5-year-old with toys everywhere, and talking about that, as they get older, we want more experiences
That's right.
for them. And so with us not having the, hey, here's the, the pass you can use at the museum, this is something to say, hey, we made a gift because guess what? We're building a children's museum and that's going to be for you. And really cool for kids. It's harder for my 5-year-old to understand at this point, but what a huge impact when the doors open and say, remember that gift that you received.
You
This
helped
is what
make
you get to
this.
do it.
You helped build. And it
Yeah.
really is, we keep using the words, power of the community. It takes the whole community, no matter what your age.
Yep.
Small,
Yeah.
little, every age can help.
So now, is it going to be a membership, or is it going to be one, you can come anytime? How does that work then once the doors are open?
We plan to have daily passes and also annual membership passes for individuals and families.
Okay.
Absolutely, yes.
So that's something for people to think about too, because I know I've utilized the time, talent, and treasure with people quite often, because I was in my time and my talent phase, and then had a child, and so it became a little more of my treasure phase, and where we can fit that in. And so some people might be saying, well, I'm not in a position right now where I can set up that giving. I'm not, it's been an interesting year, for some. When the doors open, that's something where you can say, hey, I'm going to set some money aside right now. When the doors open, I can buy that membership where
That's
I can
right.
take my family there, and that's something to look forward to as well. Down the line. And so don't think, hey, the doors are closed for you. This is something that you're not going to, to be able to access. This is something that you're going to be able to access all of the time. There's going to be opportunities for you to be there with your kids and grandkids and whoever you want to bring.
We also
Yes.
anticipate there'll be a lot of opportunities where you will probably come in and maybe it's an after-school event, maybe it's a birthday party,
Yeah.
maybe it's, a Saturday morning program, maybe it's, some type of a summer camp.
Yeah.
I think, as we get more involved and get the ground, once we get the groundbreaking done, you can start to, Katie and her staff will start thinking about, oh my gosh, in the programming arena, what all can we do to bring children in, not only on those daily passes or those memberships, but what can we change up and what can we continue to create and add, whether it's a Halloween party or whatever it might be, or a carnival outside, in the parking lot. I think you're going to see all kinds of cool things that'll be going on that children will be able to participate in.
Yeah.
And we're planning for programming for all ages.
Yeah.
Our exhibits that we have, our fixed exhibits, will be for roughly ages 2 to 12. But then based around that, we'll do programming activities throughout the week, throughout the month, throughout the year that will bring all ages in. It might be an adult class. It might be, little kids or teenagers. We want the whole community to have a part in this and be able to come and have fun.
It's awesome.
We also witnessed when we've done a lot of traveling to children's museums. I mean, when my kids were little, we had taken them down to St. Paul's Children's Museum, and that was cool. But now that we're working on this, we've done our product research, and all of us have been to at least a half a dozen children's museums around the country.
What a tough job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going
that.
in. I'm going in with adults, and I'm going, I know I don't have any kids with me, but I'm here to learn more about what is working and what you like about your children's museum so that we can benefit with the one we're building. And it's been so cool. They've opened up their leadership teams and have shared with us what they like and what else they could improve upon perhaps. And it's been fun to learn along the way how this will, of course, fit into the Grand Forks regional community and how much fun everybody's going to have with it, regardless of age. My mother-in-law, who's 91, loves this project. So, regardless of age, I think everyone will certainly find great joy in coming to the Children's Museum.
It's so fun. Yeah. Everywhere, if we can have the experience or go to different things, whether it's, we love to, if we're at Disney, we do like the Figment one. And I think I'm more excited about it than my son sometimes of, going in and playing and like tinkering with things. And, and so as they get older, it's just fun to see the different levels they can do. I know between the Grand Forks Public Library and East Grand Forks Public Library, they do some really amazing things with kids programs, whether it's Legos or robotics. And just to see that it's not cutting off at a certain age, that, you can come and do that, because I'm learning. I have a little artist at home that does the Art Hub videos all day long and draws. Kids have talents that are, far different than just skating and playing with a ball. And so just to see the opportunities to say, hey, here's something that you can test out. Do you like playing with this? Is this something that you like? Having those opportunities and getting them involved, even right now in the library, or if it's through the school, to know that they're going to have different things at the Children's Museum is so nice and exciting to see there as well. And Katie's never going to have a day off. She's going to be busy.
And she's going to have a fantastic staff to help her. Hopefully,
we also too want to encourage, as those kids might age out of the exhibits that we have, but besides the programming, getting them back to be leaders within the museum and volunteer and help lead kids through it. They can facilitate different programs. So as they grow into middle school and high school, really capturing their leadership opportunities at the museum.
We saw that at a couple different children's museums we visited, where they called them ambassadors. So if they felt too guilty or too old to play, they came back and they volunteered their time. I can see that for middle school, high school, but I also see opportunities for internships at the university.
Oh, yeah.
For those that are interested in education and early childhood behavior and those areas of interest, or someone that just loves being around kids. I can see us also broadening that to have a lot of interest in the older population of students as well. Participating.
And your location too with the university right there. I can just see students loving, that opportunity to work or mentor or whatever is there.
So. That partnership. And we actually had 2 UND interns from the graduate studies program this summer.
Awesome.
Exactly.
Yes, very cool.
We'll see a lot more of that. I know we will.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Yeah. I think the energy is there. People are excited. Where do we go to learn more, whether it's just about the progress or ways to give? What's the best place to go?
So we're on social media, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. We have our website that you can go to, grandforkschildrensmuseum.com. Or give us a holler, call us up, and we will happily set a time to come meet with you. We can do presentations to big groups, small groups, whatever fits your need. Invite your friends over. We'll come to your house.
I love that. Yeah. And so is this a thing you do, or was this just at the event? So will you do pop-up events for the right price? Will you do I think there was like a birthday party for 10 you were doing, where you maybe brought like some of the blue blocks and all those things. Is that something for if someone was like, hey, we'll do a fundraiser if you bring the blocks kind of thing? How does that work?
There's all sorts of possibilities.
Okay.
I mean, reach out to us. There's things we can work out. We're really focusing on our fundraising aspect right now, but programming is a thing, and we need to continue to do that. There's all sorts of possibilities. If you want to have a fundraiser and you want us to bring our blue blocks, we're there.
That. Okay. So let's tie it all together. Let's do it you can have your kids, your 10 kids playing for the birthday party, but then in the other room, we're going to talk about like, how do we do this on a different level? So we can combine it all together, keep the kids busy. And I was trying to bid on that for a little bit. And then, I don't know, it got wild and out of control. Coach Mal and I, we said, let's go in together. And then we both looked at each other, we're like, I think it's out of our league now. So, that's fine. And it was great because the bidding just kept going up, and loved seeing that. We just kept bidding it up a little bit. So,
Thank
yeah,
you.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
helped
yeah.
us
I
on,
appreciate that.
on that total of 75,000.
Oh my
I think
gosh, yeah.
for most people, the biggest misconceptions are two things. One is, well, I don't have that kind of money to donate, right? To support. It's a small gift. I don't know if that matters. Believe me, every gift matters. Definitely. And also, a lot of people probably just aren't educated and comfortable talking about their financial situation, and they just visit with us. I've been in this business for 41 years as far as finance and fundraising, and we'll just visit with you and tell you about different ways that it might be very tax advantageous for you. Those that are older with their IRAs, their retirement accounts, there's so many ways that you can get involved that it might not, instead of paying capital gain tax, you might as well give it to a charity of your choice. So we want to educate people. If it's our nonprofit, fantastic. But if it's also other nonprofits in our community, they're all equally important. And we all have our priorities, which I truly understand. I've been up here for a long time in Grand Forks, and when I came up to college, I never left. And so I know we all have wonderful priorities, and everyone needs the money. So we love to educate people so that they know how to give.
Yeah, 100%. And that's, I was sharing with some students the other day I was visiting with. I was like, you can give. I give $25 a month to something I started, I want to say it was like 15 years ago, because it was like, oh, I think I can do that, and I don't even pay attention to the piece anymore, because it just is, it's a given. It's like, that's always going to be $25 there. Is it, doing a whole lot for that program? Yes, and those students are
absolutely.
getting fed. But what is that piece? And it just becomes routine, in there for you. So every little piece works. And I think also inviting, I have a lot of groups that listen and say, gosh, we should have you come to our meeting and
Yes.
speak, because you never know, somebody that hasn't heard about it, and we can continue that ripple effect of having those conversations.
We've enjoyed going to a lot of organizational meetings. It's been fun to get out there and
Yeah.
different things throughout the city, and whether it's a lunch or a breakfast morning meeting or something where we can be a guest and just share what's going on and
Yeah,
encourage them to ask questions and participate.
Yeah.
Another one coming up this week, I believe, too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, anything I'm missing? Anything that you'd love to share before?
I think one thing that I would like to share is talking a little bit about our exhibits.
Yeah, please.
And we are using a consultant up in Montreal, Ontario, Montreal, Quebec. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Quebec.
Yes.
Yeah, I had to think about
There
my
might be one
geography.
though too. So
No.
Yeah.
My geography in Canada. But with our exhibits, we really want to make sure that this Children's Museum feels like it's part of our Northern Red River Valley, that it fits here, that it's a part of who we are, and it's a part of what we're proud of and what we want to show off. Because we're not very good at showing off anything. We're very humble people, hardworking people up here, extremely ethical, and we just don't brag. But there's so many beautiful things up here that we want to really show in our children's museum so that children can learn. I get the question a lot of time coming from an ag background that children don't know where their food source comes from. We want to help children understand that so many of those food, a lot of the food that they eat is raised in this area. For example, we want to talk about the Red River Valley. We want to talk about the river, the two rivers that join here in Grand Forks, and how important that's been to this part of the settlement of Grand Forks. We want to talk about the sky. So our theme is land to sky on our exhibits, which I think really does an excellent job of talking about where you're at in the United States. You're in Grand Forks, North Dakota, in the Northern Red River Valley. And we will talk about the sky. We'll talk about the weather. We're talking about the weather coming in now here in Grand Forks, and the wind, of course. And we'll talk about aviation and just things that fuel our economy and things that make us proud to live here will be in this Children's Museum.
So cool. And the Triceratops being in North Dakota, right? My son tells me that North Dakota's known to have the Triceratops.
Well,
So-
South Dakota is too, because I just saw a big
Oh,
Triceratops at
boy.
the St. Pete.
Don't tell him that.
Take them down to St. Petersburg, down to their Children's Museum. Or excuse me, it was
yeah.
in Tampa. Tampa's Children's Museum.
Oh, I'm happy
and,
to go there.
And they have Sue, a Triceratops from South Dakota.
Oh, okay. Now he was very proud of the Triceratops being a North Dakota
Well,
dinosaur. So we'll have to,
We do have dinosaurs,
So,
and there's
yeah.
fossils here in the Pembina Gorge and the
yeah.
upper northern Red River Valley here too.
That was one of our exhibits at Full Steam Ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The big dinosaur head was really popular,
Oh
and the
my
baby
gosh.
dinosaur.
Baby
Dinosaur,
dinosaur,
yes.
yeah.
Isn't that wild? I love that. And I love that there's going to be changing things, but
Yes.
also that the kids can learn about our area, which there's so much to learn and so many cool things.
I think watching children learn and
Yeah.
play and be confident in themselves and learn to play with others and just the excitement and the curiosity
Mm-hmm.
that they have. I mean, that's what makes it worth it for me.
Yes.
Learn through play best, and everyone
Yes.
can learn through play no
That's
matter
right.
what age.
Oh my gosh.
One
yes.
thing I realized too at Full Steam Ahead is, we talk about egg exhibits. We had a very small learning garden area at Full Steam Ahead this year, where we had some seeds, some different plants, and one of our committee members brought in a sugar beet and some potatoes, and many people had never seen a sugar beet
Yeah.
or touched a sugar beet,
Mhm.
and there were adults there that I've never seen a sugar beet. Or what is that? How do you
Yeah.
So really, just like you said, educating
Yeah.
the region, children, adults, everyone, on what our region has to offer
Crazy.
and how our goes from a seed to your table.
yeah.
So I actually have a meeting this afternoon to start planning for next Full Steam Ahead and
Yeah.
talking about how we can focus it more on agriculture.
Yeah, and bringing those in. They see them on the road, right?
Yeah.
They see them on the road once in a while when they, fall out. Now they know that's a sugar beet. That's a valuable beet. That's a valuable fruit. Is it a vegetable? What is a sugar beet? Beet, is it a vegetable?
We'll have to do programming on that.
Oh my gosh, yes. If anyone knows, chime. Yeah, but it's a valuable product on the ground, yes. So that'll be the next thing. Is it a fruit or is it a vegetable, right? That can be its own little thing, and I'll come learn.
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you both so much. I know your schedules are crazy, and so I appreciate you being here. If anyone has any questions and you're watching this on replay or you want to get connected to the Children's Museum, please let me know. Happy to send a little email intro or point you in the right direction. But please make sure to spread the word and continue talking about this in our community. And appreciate. I hope to have you all back maybe in a year, and we can talk about where we're at and see what the progress looks like, and hopefully start seeing those doors open.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
We
Thank
look
you so
forward
much.
to it.
Yes.
Thanks,
Yes.
Courtney, for your
Yes.
time and for letting us share a little bit about our excitement and what's coming to Grand Forks.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining me, and make sure with everything you do today, you put a fork in it.